And welcome everyone to the Man Cave. I am Paul Knapp, and I will be your host for tonight's show. This is episode number 37, and it is sponsored by
Oh, we got a sponsor.
yes, Charmin, squeezably soft Charmin bathroom tissue from Procter and Gamble. Take one home today, and remember, please do not squeeze the Charmin.
You trying to get money off that or what, brother?
Last week was PBR, man. PBR sponsored us last week. You didn't know that?
I think you got to get Depends.
PBR night. That's a
You
gem.
got to get Depends for us, all us old fucks. I mean, old fart.
Hey, speak for yourself.
And the first F-bomb tonight. Way to go. There you go. 1 minute into the show, and we're already off the rails. All right. Hey, waiting in the green room is somebody that just logged in, and I don't know if it's him or not. We'll have to check in later. There is somebody in the green room down there. I think it's Chuck. Chuck is a customizer and winner of last year's Joe Lanta Customized Figures. He also hosts a blog called Action Figure Almanac. So hopefully that's him in the green room. He came on a little late, so we didn't get to talk to him before the show. As always, I like to highlight other YouTube channels, and tonight's plug goes to Play Scale Soldiers Production. He always chimes in when we're going live. And Sean Wright. Sean is a newcomer to the live stream, and he also contacted me this past week, and we've been talking a good bit. So we're going to bring him on as a guest in the near future. But Sean Wright, check out his channel. He's just starting out, so subscribe to his channel. He is a professional photographer, and he's learning, or he's teaching us kind of how to take professional pictures of toys. So it'd be kind of cool.
Nice.
I want to always thank my subscribers, and I got 3 new subscribers this week. Doll Base, Battalion 132nd, and Fuzz 1248. Next week, our special guest will be everyone. What I mean by that is it is our Halloween special. First one, and we are going to open it up to anybody that's ever been on the live stream before. And if you haven't been on the live stream and want to participate, I will send you the link as well. But you have to be in costume. You have to be in some type of costume to be on the show. And we're going to rotate people in and out every 5 to 10 minutes. So hopefully anybody that's watched the show or wants to participate can join in. After that, November, I got Greg Atour. He's going to be on. And the week after that, I think that's where we're going to fit Sean Wright in. So hopefully that'll work. So are we ready to see who is in the panel for this evening? Mike, GI Dojo. What's up, guys? Has everybody seen the chats over there before I move on?
That's the only one we see so far. What's going on?
Yep.
I don't know. Well, there's 5 people in the chat room, but nobody's typing away. So.
We're breaking up.
They're
They're gonna-
going to get Charmin.
Dude, they're going to miss my introductions that I worked really hard on this week. So.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Mr.
great.
Robert, I got yours up first, buddy. It's a short one, but I think you'll like it. This man is fluent in sarcasm and runs on alcohol. This is Robert DeCastro.
Woo! Yeah, look at he's got the Super Bowl rings and everything.
And we have this gentleman here. This man kicks like a mule and bites like a crocodile, but we don't care. We still love him anyway. This is Mr. Jim Egner.
Woo!
Oh, yes.
You know who I'm saving for last because I got something for him. So I'm gonna
I bet.
go to this guy. If it wasn't for pumpkin spice lattes, this man would have no reason to get up and go to work every day. This is Angelo DiAnnabelle.
Hello.
Nah,
Here
I'm
we
gonna be
go.
nice to you, Pat. I'm gonna be nice to you, Pat, because I want you to come back, brother. And don't call it a comeback because this founding member of the AOA, he has always been here. This is the vice president of the AOA, would you say, or the secretary, maybe?
I doubt that.
This is Mr. Pat Perry.
Yes. Give it up.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to be back.
Yes,
It's been
sir.
a long time, brother. We're gonna let you go first today. What's new in your zoo? You got months worth to tell us what's new in your zoo.
Well, I'm working on some customs that I've fallen behind on because I'd started another custom. So I have 3 that I'm working on. I'm hoping to finish one and film this week. The boats took me a while, especially the big pontoon boat that we had in our last video. So other than that, not a whole lot. We do have a lot coming up. We got a lot of good questions from our little impromptu question and answer thing. If anybody else has any questions for us, we're going to film that this week. So jump over to that video and give us a question. And that's about it, though.
Very cool.
Coming soon.
Yeah, I love that little skit you did with Cody. That was cool, man.
Yeah. Good Q&A too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Angelo, what's new in the zoo?
New in the zoo. Yeah, it's been a little slow the last couple of weeks. I've been busy doing a lot more flocking. I got like a couple dozen heads that were friends sent over, so I had to take care of those. I made a couple Santa heads. It's getting to be that time of year again. Our buddy Terry Lee Stair, who was on a few episodes ago, wants a Santa head to look like him. So I'm trying to find a head that looks a little bit like him, and then I want to flock it, put the long beard on it, send that over to him. So I've been doing a little bit more flocking lately. And then just tonight, I blasted out about 6 YouTube shorts because I could not, for the life of me, after I went to a little Terrell's show, I brought that little cake spinner, and for the life of me, I couldn't find it. So I couldn't find that thing for like a month, and I was losing my ever-loving mind. I just went in and bought another one. So this is what happens when you get old. So like I said, you're going to have to get Depend to start, promoting the show. Because I don't know, I'm losing it, brother. Getting old. So, but that's about it so far. I'm going to have a couple of my comics, my Halloween comics, I'm going to start putting out this week. So they're done for Halloween next week. They are repeats that I've done before, but I'm going to put them on YouTube.
Nice. Cool. Very cool. Andy from Indy, thanks for joining us, along with everybody else there. We got Sean Wright that I just mentioned earlier. Some lady with the last name of Egner. You familiar with that person, Jim? Or is that,
I might know him. Yeah. That's my wife, Angela.
That's the boss, huh?
She's our language expert. She's trying to help us out here.
She's going to introduce our special guest because I can't say his last name.
Yeah. What's new in the zoo? I got a whole grocery list of stuff here.
Wow.
Oh, man.
You're a little fuzzy tonight, Jim. You're a little fuzzy.
I'm broadcasting from the lair tonight, and apparently I don't have very good connection down here. So, so sorry about that. If I'm fuzzy, sorry about that, y'all. I'll try not to move around much. So, actually, it's been super busy. Been a busy week at work. Been testing some new technologies that may or may not pan out. I don't know yet. I can't say much about them. Working on a couple of top secret projects with Robert. If he wants to talk a little bit about them, we can, but I'll let him, deal on that one. Let's see. A certain purveyor of G.I. Joe goodies that everybody knows has asked me to help out on a couple of things. I'm working on that right now, trying to think about how I'm going to pull it off. Can't say anything more about it than that. It's kind of top secret, hush hush. So, I guess that's
Jim's
about
got
it.
a lot of secrets.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jim is our Area 51 guy.
When it comes to 3D printing, hell yeah.
Heck yeah, man.
Who am I missing? Oh, there you are. Hey, what's new in your zoo? You're crystal clear tonight too, man.
Yeah, man.
Was it last week or the week before? Your internet was all screwed up, and now
they were working down the road, and so the internet got all screwed up. But anyway, it's big convention season for us, so I'm still painting those robots. Got to paint a whole bunch of them for that con. And of course, I'm working on the Mystery of the Demon's Eye movie that I'm making.
Awesome.
Yep. So that's keeping me busy. Lots of sets that I have to make and props and stuff. And Jim is definitely helping me out on a lot of that stuff. So,
But it's a secret.
Yes. But it's gonna be worth it. So just hang in there. We're gonna get through it, and there's gonna be some great surprises ahead.
very cool.
It'll be awesome.
Oh yeah.
I asked Jim earlier if you could print one of these, man. The Mojo Dojo Casa House. You know what I'm talking about there? Nobody saw the Barbie movie? What are you guys against that?
Nope, didn't see it.
Come on, man.
The Barbie movie.
You're gonna have to wait till it comes out on
Blu-ray.
Amazon Prime or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Paul's getting ready to start a Barbie channel.
Oh.
They said they get more hits than the G.I. Joe guys, so I might have to.
Guaranteed. Hands
That's
down.
That's okay. That's okay. My daughter would like that. Actually, I saw it. You see Doll Base that you shouted out? Doll Base was my 500th subscriber last Saturday night. I got on a Matt's Creative had a new figure on, a super articulated Ken doll. And of course, we use Barbies because my daughter's part of the team. And so we use all her Barbies in some of our stop motion and stuff. And me and Dollbase got into a conversation about made to move Barbie and stuff. And they went over and became my 500th subscriber and got me over that that threshold.
Very cool.
So thank you again, Dollbase. Appreciate it.
Is your daughter there in that room right now?
She is not, because I thought Angelo might be swearing.
Because I was about to say, I've got a articulated Barbie that's going to be turned into a zombie for a later a story. So
she understands that sometimes actors have to be sacrificed for the art.
Yeah,
she's okay with that as long as they're not hers.
Sure. It's all for the art.
I picked her because she was a cheerleader, and I needed a cheerleader zombie.
Yes. You always have to have a cheerleader zombie, and then you always have to have a chainsaw.
Right. Yeah.
Well, we got a special guest, or we got somebody in the green room. I don't know who it is. He's in black and white right now.
You can't see him?
I can see somebody. I don't know who it is because we didn't meet the guy yet. Angelo, you said you've seen his work, but you haven't seen him, right?
I've seen his work. We connect on Instagram a little bit, but other than that, not that often.
So he could be a serial killer, or
you never know. You never know. Like I said, that it is that time of year. So it'd be nice to find out a little bit more about him this evening. So that'll be great.
All right. Well, I'm going to bring him in now, gentlemen, so we don't waste any more time. Hopefully it's him. I don't know whether to call this guy Vincent, Victor, or Chuck, because he had 3 names on different emails and different texts. So I'm just going to say this gentleman right here that I'm bringing in, this gentleman could have spent his last $20 on birth control and alcohol, but instead he bought another G.I. Joe. This is either Chuck, Vincent, or Victor.
All right.
All right.
And brother, I'm not even going to try to pronounce your last name because I know I'm going to screw it up. So go ahead and say it. Say your last name.
Yeah, coming all right, man.
Chiraco?
Yep.
Yeah, got it. Right on. All right. So what's new, bro? I mean, I don't know much about you other than what Angelo sent me, and I said your stuff looks pretty freaking awesome.
Thank you. I've been buying G.I. Joes for pretty much my whole life. 29 years old. This was unexpected, and Angelo would probably understand this. I got pulled into a teacher professional development today, so I'm actually not in my hometown today. But I prepared for it. I wasn't going to give up this chance to be on your show. So.
Oh, cool, man. Well, I'm glad to have you on. I guess you don't have anything to show us then, right? If you're traveling.
Oh, I've got lots to show.
Oh, you do? Oh, cool. He brings his toys with him, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's the way to do it. You gotta.
What man doesn't?
Yeah, who doesn't?
Let me give a shout out here to some of the cool creators that have been on the show here first. Angelo might recognize this flock.
Yep. Yes, I do.
Nice work, Ange.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, that's that super short flock, right?
Yeah, the 1 millimeter.
Yeah, it's 1 millimeter, and then the mustache was 1 millimeter that I then used a very, very fine tip paintbrush to smooth it out so it doesn't stick straight out. So you can take a look at that. Yep, that's a good one.
Very, very cool figure. I put him in there's a British guy, I forgot his name. He's making these Tommy Atkins disruptive pattern uniforms that are pretty cool. So I put him in that. I don't know. I always think of British soldiers with mustaches. Maybe that's I've just been watching too many old movies or something.
It's watching the bridge too far.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Mike Boinski's usually on there.
Yeah.
I don't see he's not on there tonight, but he flocked this Sandman for me a few years ago.
Logan's Run.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was the 2018 Kentucky exclusive.
Oh, yeah. Look at
That
the lamb
one,
chops on that, man.
yeah, he did a great job. I had him flocked before that, and then Mike had to bald him and put some better flock on there, but he did a great job on him. And then
That's very cool.
yeah, the Logan's Run stuff is badass. I thought it was really cool. I loved watching that old movie with Michael York. But
Yeah.
and I know Paul. Paul, do you collect what do you collect for GI Joe? You do vintage or
I do all vintage and then everything from 91 up. I'm trying to get one of every figure.
So you know, I love that, you know, there's people on here who's just enthusiastic about the 1/6 scale figure. I love the classic collection stuff, and this is my favorite 12-inch classic collection Joe. This was toward the end of their run.
That's the Rapid Repel guy, isn't it?
Rapid Repel guy. This is when they first introduced the Asian, like the cool Asian head.
Yep.
Whereas, like, I love that Hasbro would do all these different ethnicities, but they'd always make every one of their heads look badass.
Yep.
So I love that.
Spring-loaded hands? Are they?
Yeah, spring-loaded hands on that one.
No, this one doesn't. This one's got the gung-ho grip.
Okay.
But that was my favorite one, and like I'm glad I got them when I did, because all the Asian heads are like they're really expensive now on the secondhand market, and
yep,
you know. So, but you know, I go to all the conventions like Joe Lana. I didn't go to Joe Lana this year. I had drill that weekend. I wish I could have went because I heard Angelo was there, and I would have loved to meet you in person.
Likewise, sir.
I was at Toy Lana. I've been at Toy Lana for like 20 years.
Wow.
They still call it Joe Lana. Yeah, Dad collects GI Joes too, so that's how I really got into it. And then
are you going to go this year? In March?
I will see. August is a rough month because school starts up, and it's a hard. Angelo understands. It's a war that month, so we'll see. But I go to the Kentucky Convention show too, and I remember back in 2020, the Kentucky show was the only show that didn't get canceled, and I was dying for GI Joe sitting at the house, so I was like, I'm going to drive to Kentucky, and I just had a blast ever since. So I go to the Kentucky show, and then I met Mark Cole, if any of y'all know him. And I asked him to help me kind of figure out how to sew stuff, and I talked to him quite a lot, and he's an awesome guy. He helped me figure out how to design GI Joe stuff. Big supporter of all the stuff that I make, and he's an awesome guy. If he's watching, you know, thank you, Mark. So, but
that email you sent me, you said there was a guy that showed you how to sew.
That's him. That's
the same guy. Okay, yeah, okay. Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I ask you? Can I ask you about the sewing? I'm always fascinated by anyone who sews the clothing, because I want to know: is it a different type of sewing machine? Is it a different needle? Is it how in the world do you get the stitching so small, and so delicate and so accurate?
It takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of patience. And I mean, I honestly don't even. I mean, I'm sure I could, but I never even sewed like one scale clothing. I've never sewn. I've only sewn stuff for GI Joe. So I imagine that's a lot easier because I have to work with such detail all the time. But it takes a lot of practice, and I'm still learning stuff every time I hit a new project. Like, you know, you got some of these legends out there like Mark who've been sewing for 40 years. And you just look at his work and you're like, how did you make this and make it flawlessly? Like, how did you put, you know, 4 pockets on a coat and not mess up any one of them? You know, it's or a collar or cuffs or he'll add some folds in certain places. I mean, it's incredible stuff. I've got a lot of years ahead of me to try to figure that out, but I was more gunning for like just kind of vintage Hasbro look for just good enough to look good and be functional. That's another thing with my customs is I don't like to make a custom that is hard to store or I have to be careful handling. Everything I have is like straight out of the factory type stuff. So
when you won this last one in Joe Lanta, or was that Toy Lanta that you won the award?
That I won third place in Kentucky for this guy. I call him the man of the canyon.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's got rooted hair, and it's funny that y'all talked about Barbie because I got some Barbies to show y'all because that's how I learned how to do the hair.
You did the hair. You rooted the hair.
But that's the rooted hair. I 3D printed and designed that dog tag. So
Awesome.
that's a very, very basic Tinkercad.
Yeah.
And you all know that. So, and then
You're gonna piss Jim Igner off real quick if you
he
start
doesn't like Tinkercad. I'm sure he's levels above Tinkercad, but I just needed some shapes in a certain way. I didn't need anything too complex. Not yet. Nothing. I think there's better programs out there for like more organic type models, but I just need the dog tag. But this is the latest guy I made, and I wanted to give him the 70s looking bell bottom. And
very cool, very cool.
The moccasins are made out of high grade felt, and I dipped them in Mod Podge to make sure they're durable.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And then but I love watching old 70s shows like Kung Fu and of course the styles back then. You're looking at like the Village People and it's just real cool, fun, striking stuff.
Yeah.
I wanted to give them the big 70s collar there.
Nice.
So
and you're an old soul. You're an old soul, bro. You were born in the wrong era. You know that.
Yeah. Thank you. But I love that G.I. Joe always made these like kick-ass adventures, but like the only time they really, they made a couple of their bad guys, but like you'd see some bad guys in the comics, but like I love making bad guys for G.I. Joe because they didn't make many. So this guy, I didn't make a comic for this one. This guy, the man of the canyon, his adversary is the cybernetic prospector.
That's
funny.
All right.
And then he's got of course, I ordered the Barbie hair. I ordered the Barbie hair off of doll websites. The hat's made out of felt. That's a Cotswold head there. Greg, I talked to Greg every once in a while. Greg helps me out with getting certain heads that he digs up. He's a big help.
Good guy.
Yeah, he's a big supporter of what I make, and I love showing my stuff off to him. So, but I made these guys. I just wanted a bad guy because it's just cooler that way. So, but
nice,
yeah. So
very cool.
Now, you know what I was thinking? You should have your own YouTube channel to showcase how you make all this wonderful stuff.
Well, the YouTube, I'm very busy. YouTube takes a lot of time. I do have my blog showcases a lot of the stuff, step-by-step pictures, stuff like that. I really want to focus more on just the content as opposed to trying to have to constantly entertain people and edit stuff. I just want to put the content out there, and anybody who truly appreciates it will look it up. So I know I look up a lot of people's stuff. You guys remember Luco Porbanicos?
Yeah.
Yeah, I look at his stuff. He's still making stuff on Instagram. He makes a lot of cool stuff. Just one of those like really cool stuff. Of course, I'm always seeing Angelo's stuff popping up on Instagram. Roberts, I wish you'd sell one of those damn aliens. I see those pop up, and the big head. I was like, man, that is so cool. I love the purple.
I would, but I don't own the heads.
I know. They're so. I mean, they're just cool, and I see. You talked about how you buy the very toxic paint. To like that is what I like. I like the stuff that's playable. You can drop the alien guy by accident and he'll be perfectly okay. Like that's.
Oh yeah, that's
what I like. And but do y'all want to see more custom stuff or?
Absolutely,
yeah.
man.
You guys got any questions or anything or?
Well, we'll get you questions.
Okay.
Well, yeah, it's great to see all those awesome things.
Yeah.
Well, thanks. No, I love seeing y'all stuff, and I just it's good that we talk like this so we can bounce ideas off of each other.
That's right.
Yep.
I firmly believe I collect other lines. I collect other lines, but of all of the figures and stuff I collect, 1/6 scale people are the funnest because they are the most creative. They really are, and 1/6 scale people, like, they're multidisciplined. Like they're 3D modeling, they're making dioramas, they're sewing, they're flocking. They're making crazy amulets for their figures. Like other people, just mostly like painting stuff and sculpting stuff. But I go to 1/6 scale shows, and I mean, like, somebody has to like master like 5 disciplines just to make one figure, and that's just so badass to me.
Yeah.
And 1/6 scale people still, a lot of them still value like historical stuff, which is cool. And it's just that they're just the best people to talk to. I couldn't go to most people who collect 6-inch stuff and talk about Logan's Run. I couldn't. It just doesn't work that way. But one of my favorite things to do, and that's how I learned how to root hair, Barbie hair. It takes a long time. I've gotten a lot faster at it. Yeah, I agree. But is I love to go to the thrift store and find messed up Barbies that everyone just basically tossed away, and I restore them into something that's good. And I've got a couple.
Awesome.
So the first one I did was I didn't make the costume for this one. I don't know how to make Barbie clothes. That's another art of its own. But this is like I saw this head, and I thought, man, that would look like a cool like Brazilian female.
Yeah.
So I rooted her with this this brown golden hair combination, and then curled it with pipe cleaners. It took forever, but I'm not trying to make armies out of these things.
Yeah.
So I thought she turned out pretty well. And of course, I really didn't start like concentrating on Barbie until I found out you could swap heads and use the made to move body.
Yeah.
I love I'm gonna cite. I love Marvel Legends. I grew up with Marvel Legends, so I prioritize posability. But when I saw these Barbie made to move bodies, I was like, damn, Mattel, you're nailing it with that. And they're really nice. You can make her do like kung fu or dance or whatever. So and they're durable too. Like I see a lot of people they obsess over the Fission dolls, and like one, they're very expensive, and two, like I don't think those are going to age very well. I've seen already some of those silicone bodies starting to fall apart, and they stain very easily too if you get the wrong clothing.
Yeah.
So, but
because in the end of the day, those Barbies are made for children too, so durability has to be factored in by those guys.
I agree. And have any of y'all ever talked to if you're a big classic collection guy, Greg Autor? You guys?
Well, he's coming on next week or the week after. Yeah.
Oh, Greg is awesome. I've seen him at a couple shows. He gives me good deals on stuff. He's always telling me all these fun stories about G.I. Joe. I love talking to Greg, but like he knows everything about action figure engineering, and he's a real awesome guy.
Yeah.
That's the Brazilian.
Chuck, how'd you learn how to do the hair? How'd you learn
the hair? I didn't bring the tool with me. You got to buy that. You got to buy the hair itself. It's not as cheap as flocking, and it definitely takes a lot longer. But you take tiny strands of hair, Barbie hair, and then you wrap it around a small little kind of like a puncture needle tool, and then you put it in root by root on a doll.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I got that tool.
Yeah. Do you have it?
Yes.
So another, I love getting ethnic figures, ethnic dolls. I found and Robert, you're Filipino, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I found a Dolls of the World Filipino Barbie. I decided to reroute her because her hair was garbage, and I was like, I'm gonna give her like this nice dark kind of Asian hair. I'm half Filipino, so you know I know about all the karaoke parties and everything. So, but you know, that's just, you know, if I wanted a standard reroute, which a lot of times I'll do that if I find a valuable doll, you know, I'll just get a nice, you know, it's just a nice basic doll, you know, and one day I'd like to do dioramas, and these would be great bystanders. So
Sure.
Very cool.
Let's see. I did.
You know, I need to cut in real quick.
Go ahead,
Filmaholic's with us tonight, and I know he collects a certain line of female dolls. I'm not sure which one. Do you remember?
Smart
They're big.
dolls.
Smart
The
dog.
what?
Smart
He does
dolls.
the smart dolls.
Are those
like-
the tall ones
Yeah,
like
yeah.
18 or
Danny Chu
18,
smart
28.
doll.
where you could take the wigs off?
Yes.
So-
And they look like anime girls.
There are whole stores dedicated to those dolls when I was in Japan.
Yes.
And I it was like they'd look at you when you walk by them.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
They shouldn't, because most customers are men that goes in there.
Well,
Believe it or not.
yeah.
Yeah.
You
Because
know,
there's two. There's Obitsu and then there's Danny Chu. Yeah, those are the two big ones in Japan. The ones that makes the Dolphies.
yeah,
Right. Yeah, smart dolls. Yeah.
But
You already
Yeah,
got 2 requests for rooting hair, dude. So I'm pimping you out already, man. So,
oh my gosh, I feel so exploited. So back the Halle Berry Catwoman movie. Mattel had the license for some of that, so they made a doll, and a lot of the short hair was just looked like hell if it got messed up. But I thought the doll was cool when I found it at the thrift store because she had these cool cat eyes. And again, I didn't make the costumes for the dolls, but I rooted the hair on this one. And
Oh, that's cool.
yeah,
Oh, nice.
just kind of wanted to give her a different kind of look on that one. You know, I like to try different stuff. You know, but I always, you know, pictured this one as kind of like an alien Captain Kirk would run into another.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
wow.
Very cool.
Badass, man.
Yeah, it is.
And then kind of the thank you. Kind of the thing that one of the things that kind of got me on the radar with Greg was I learned how to do afro hair for dolls, and it's actually surprisingly a lot easier to do afro hair instead of regular straight hair. But I had this this nice looking kind of
Oh, dang. Dude.
Oh, right.
Wow.
Looks like
That's
Cher
crazy.
from the 70s, man.
yeah.
Yeah, that's 70s all the way.
It's a nice doll. I wish my camera was a little clearer. So I rooted the eyebrows on her. I mean, eyelashes on her too.
Did you really?
But yeah, the afro hair's got a soft spot in me because that's kind of one of the things I don't see a lot of it being done, and I do it a lot, and it really sticks out to people who root hair. Which, by the way, if you guys ever get the chance to go to a Barbie or doll convention, go to it because you will find some stellar deals on G.I. Joe. I found a 60s painted blonde G.I. Joe once in a bin. And I said, how much is this? And the lady's like, I have no idea anything about that. Give me $5 for it. So I got
Awesome.
$5, you know, for a,
Yeah.
so,
Dude.
um,
I think you and Filmaholic are going to be best friends after tonight's show. Because
yeah.
yeah.
You gotta subscribe to his channel, man. You're gonna love this stuff.
But
Yeah.
everybody's saying, how come you don't have a YouTube channel? So, you know, if you want to be part of this AOA group, you got to have a YouTube channel, man.
I gotta have a YouTube channel. Well,
Dude, you'd be surprised how easy it is to do just YouTube, man. Just you don't gotta do the entertain people kind of bit. It's just put in what you like.
yeah. It's the time. It really is like I barely have enough time to squeeze in making these figures. Like I'm always doing something. Like, you know, I like doing a lot of different things. So, but you know, around convention time is when I'm like trying to bust ass on an action figure and, you know, trying to make something to show off to everyone. This was 2021. Cotswold didn't have any cybernetic bodies except for the black guy, and I was like, well, I'm going to do something cool with that. So I made this for Toylanta 2021. I made this cybernetic black adventurer with this.
Wow.
Wow. The kung fu outfit, the karate.
Yeah, the kung fu outfit. And,
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
and the cyber
Yeah,
arms.
that
Are those
dude-
Cotswold arms? Those
yeah, it's a cybernetic Cotswold body.
the whole body. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So
Wow.
The hair is amazing.
Yeah,
thank
dude.
you.
That's
Thank
crazy.
you. It's
Great.
lifelike. But these are you pin the hair inside and then you glue it inside with Fabri-Tac. So it's very it you can pull on it, it's not going to come out. It's very, very durable stuff. So it just takes a while, but like I said, I'm not trying to make armies of these things. So
Yeah.
So that was him. Of course, let's see what was it? He was like the good student at the dojo, and the storyline was like he got his limbs blown off. He had to relearn how to use his arms with karate, but there was like a bad student, the bad people, and I saw a kung fu movie, and I immediately thought this guy
Yeah.
is cool.
Oh yeah, I can see it, man.
Yeah.
The long
That's
beard.
awesome.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now the clothing on the Joes, I did do the clothing on these guys. So
Wow.
so that's the bad people, and then the figure that won that year, Greg also really liked this figure a lot too. Was I had the good student, the bad student, and then of course I had to make the teacher.
Wow.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Oh, he's cool.
Yeah, very cool.
That was the Lee head from Cotswold.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Of course, I gave him kung fu shoes. Those are made out of felt. So.
Wow.
But I sewed the clothing on these. So, and then
Now, were you worried to bring these? Did you have to like fly where you are right now to the conference?
No, I'm from Alabama, so like Georgia and Kentucky is just a couple hours of driving. So.
No, I meant to your conference. You're at a conference right now, right?
Oh, no, I drove. I'm in Tuscaloosa right now.
Okay, because I was like, boy, I said to have all that nice stuff, I would have been afraid to put it in a suitcase.
Yeah. I mean, these kind of things they'd be on a carry-on if I had all these things.
Yeah,
flying.
absolutely.
But I'm not too worried about them getting damaged because I designed them so they could be handled. Like I'm
Right.
So.
Right.
The next one I made after that was they're rooted, so I wanted to make like a cool beard. And then I like unconventional subject matter, so I made the Man of India a Sikh. I put him in GI Joe Adventure Team colors, red and yellow.
Wow.
So, and the mustache is styled with Mod Podge. So
you have a scar on
Adam's
his
going to
face?
need that for his Johnny Quest's.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Thinking
I
about
actually I based his costume after the Migo Haji I owned. I was just looking at the pattern of that, and then I was just like, let me just try to make it kind of 12-inch. So
Yeah.
but he thought I had a couple different ideas. I didn't know if I wanted to make like a tuggy or something for him to fight. And then I was talking to Mark. I was like, man, I really want to like push the limit on making an action figure, but I still want it to be playable. And I made this. I was looking up at some Indian stuff, and I was like, well, wouldn't it be cool if they made like a 6-armed Rakshasa figure?
Yes.
That's the one I did. I did see the pictures of that. That's
Yeah,
Nice.
and he's 100% functional. 100% functional, and I don't have the resin swords with me, but they're in the bottom. But that's his hair there. And
That's super awesome, Chuck.
Thank
That's
you.
amazing.
Thank you.
That is really
very cool.
Thank you. I always trying to make to me, I do a lot of theater, and I always want my students to come in with a wow factor and have some presence, and I think I put that into my art. I really want to be like, yeah, that's my work, there it is. So
yeah, it is definitely.
yeah.
Wow.
But he helped me win first place the next year at Toylanta.
Yeah.
And then they had the.
Did you do customize other than 1/6 scale though? Do you do or
No, I don't. My problem is like if I cannot handle it or make it durable, I don't touch it. So you know, it's basically like I come up with a new process. You know, I wouldn't have done the 6-arm guy unless I could perfectly drill holes in his side and make them playable. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow.
you know, and then
That's actually really cool.
Great idea. Great idea.
thank you.
I know.
And then I saw the Kentucky show after that. I was a little bit strained for time, so I couldn't make 2 characters. But this was somebody I've been wanting to make for a few years, and I finally got around to making it. It's a 1/6 scale Rasputin.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
Oh, that's cool.
Look at that. It looks just like him too.
Man.
yeah, I wanted to give him the weird kind of angelic eyes, you know. 'Cause
Yeah.
you know, he's a cult guy. He's just,
Sure.
so I made him. He was a lot of fun. He was very time intensive because of all the hair involved with him.
Yeah.
This
How
egg.
long does it take you to do a full head of hair like that with beard?
So that Filipino Barbie, with rooting and gluing and then you got to boil the hair to make it settle down. At probably roughly about 5 hours. You know,
Okay.
but I like I like to watch TV and take breaks and do other things. So you know, I'll do that stuff within a span of days. But
Okay. 5 hours. All right.
Dude,
Is it like, I know you use the like you said, the needles for the hair. You must use like the really fine like push needles then.
yeah, it's like it's hard to describe. It's like you poke it in. It's got like a little hook, and the hook goes inside the head, and you take out the needle, and the hair stays in the head.
The one I have, like, if you put it under like a microscope, it's sort of like a Y-shaped kind of.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Push it in, right? That's the one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine has little handles on it though, so it's easier to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
the
you can
needles
change-
will break. The needles will break
Yeah.
over time. So
That's the only thing. Yeah, and then there's also like special, like the long needles that look like sewing needles, but like it has like a bigger hole on it.
yeah,
That I also use that.
that's a lot more, from what I understand, time intensive.
Yeah, I only use that so that you do this like locking style of like loop, and then you hook it onto that loop and then pull it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I got 2 other ones here, and then let's see. I got I did the I wanted to try something different, so I did the a mad scientist guy. Clothing for him. So
That's cool, man.
thank you. And then this other guy I made, I got idea because I had so many spare body parts. I wanted to make like a Frankenstein guy for him. So I put together, and of course, some of the Cotswold heads would gray over time. I didn't know what the hell to do with them. So I made like this zombie guy with him, like a Franken Joe, and I 3D printed this like broken adventure team.
Okay.
Now show the best part. Show the best part.
The coolest part about this,
Here it is.
here it is. Is I got Ray Cairo to help me out on this. Is you can remove his head and you can see the brain.
He's got a brain.
Yeah, that's the brain, and that's when I was experimenting with resin.
Wow.
And I was like, I'm going to use this resin, and I'm going to see if I can get the brain to sit in there. And I think if you look real closely, you can see his eyes light up green. If there's light, there it is.
Yeah, a little bit. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Well, but again, I wouldn't have made this if I couldn't make them 100% playable. So it was all just if I could do it, if I could execute it, I'd make it. So
Nice.
But he got a lot of attention last year at Toylanta. So
that's so
That
cool.
creeps me out.
That's awesome.
thank you.
Awesome. I definitely now I want to go do that. I'm gonna have to cut off the top of the head of one of my guys.
A hair punching tool. Is that what it's
Punching
called?
tool. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Dude, we're way over half the show, and we haven't even asked you a
Air
question yet.
plugs
You've just
for
been
Joe.
talking, and this
I'm
is cool,
sorry.
man.
Go ahead.
No, dude.
No,
That was
not at
awesome,
all.
man.
Cool, man.
Great stuff. Great stuff.
That was
I think we're all just sitting here in amazement. We're just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Jim Egner, man. We didn't have to. Usually you're lined up with questions, but you're.
that was
I'm
just-
kind of stunned at the
I know, me too, man.
moment here.
Oh, you broke it.
oh, Jimmy froze.
Oh,
I like his approach, though. I like Chuck's approach on doing stuff.
Here.
It's pretty much how I like to do stuff, where he likes to do things in a durable way. Like with me, I like to do the straps like Hasbro does it instead of using pre-made ones because it's a lot stronger and thicker. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Like you say, you can still play with the stuff if you wanted to.
yeah,
You know,
it's really
it shouldn't be
fun.
just. You don't put it in a curio cabinet and sit in it.
No, exactly. You know, I
Gotta ask. You seem a little bit younger than.
You're breaking up too much, Jim.
29, I think you said, right, Chuck?
29.
Yeah, 29. Awesome year to be doing it too.
And they said the younger people aren't into it, and you got proof right here.
I know, right? That's
Yeah.
the great thing
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
It gives you hope that there's
Yes.
young bloods out
Yeah.
there that's still into this, man.
Yeah.
And he's into like the old style, doing it the old-fashioned way. Nice, durable, playable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because Angela's not getting any younger. We need you new young guys.
Who says I'm not getting any younger? I drank the juice. I'm just getting, it just takes a little longer.
Hey, Sean Wright has a question for you. I don't know if you can see that, Chuck.
What do you do to make the hair into big afro style? It's a special kind of hair that comes pre-curled, and you just poke it in there with the same tool, and then once you're done poking it all in there, you glue the hair, set it over for a night. I just like to let the hair cure for a night, and then I get you get the way you straighten out and restore barber hair is actually you got to buy a doll comb, and then you just brush it out until it's nice and poofy.
So what do? You glue it from the inside of the head?
Yeah, you just you turn it over where the opening's at, and you just pour it in there.
I
So.
see. Okay. All right.
Wow.
So it's
Filmaholic
fast.
says you're giving out trade secrets. You shouldn't be talking like that.
Hey, I don't mind giving out secrets. Like the thing is nobody wants to put in the work, so it's
Oh yeah, dude, that's a lot of work.
Exactly.
yeah, it's kind of like I'll tell you the secret, but I mean, most people won't do it, so it doesn't
Yeah,
really. bother
you're
me.
right. You're absolutely right.
Like Jim's stuff. Everybody wants to do 3D printing, but they're not willing to put in the footwork that it takes to not only design it, to make things fit together and be able to print it efficiently.
Yeah, like me, my biggest thing, this is just my philosophy. My thing is the trick to 3D printing is to try to make something not look 3D printed. Like that's kind of my philosophy on it, and of course, I want everything to be durable. So do we add filling inside, or do we add more shelves? So that's
I'm a born again 3D printing believer because of this guy up here.
Oh yeah.
I got a lot of his stuff, and like, what was it? The magnetic flaw detector. I have a vintage one, and you put it side to side. It's so close. It's scary.
Yeah.
It is really good. I don't know what he does when he prints it, but that thing is really smooth, man.
Yep.
A lot of practice.
Yes, indeed.
Andy from Indy had a good comment here. He said he was feeling proud of himself getting an Action Man talker and Guyver Man body. He said then Chuck showed up. That's
I tell you, that 6-armed dude, that gave me ideas, man. That's
yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So I know the wheels are turning in your head right now.
Oh,
yeah. I would love, and I don't know if you guys have been seeing, some posts on Instagram. Felipe is putting all these like prototypes out for. Of course, he's got to get investors, and I don't have any money for that kind of thing. But he puts all these, prototypes for these unconventional bodies, like the Big Joe. And I look at something like that, and I'm like, man, wouldn't it be cool to make like a like a sumo wrestler bad guy for GI Joe or something. I'd love to have a classic style, taller body, shorter body. Um, you
Yeah.
know, roided up body. I think
Yeah,
all
yeah.
that stuff would be cool. So.
I know a company called I think it's Captain Cosmo. He put out a design on Facebook of an overweight
The chubby body. Yeah.
chubby
Yeah.
body, but kind
Yep.
of like done kind of like a muscle body is with
Yeah,
the
yeah,
warrior and stuff.
yeah.
I hope he makes that.
And
'Cause
so do
Yeah, I
I.
got
Yeah,
some.
definitely.
He's bringing back some of the Eagle Eye figures. I got those on pre-order from him. So he's
Yeah.
making like the green eyes and brown eyes, and everyone's just holding out for him to make like the old Indian Brave. So
King
I think you're
Kong,
gonna
yeah.
start a trend with the rooted hair, man.
Yeah, I think he's definitely onto something.
I did.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys get that Angelo. Go find that tool. You're gonna
Yeah,
love it.
because you know what? I always want to do Viking figures,
Yeah.
and I tried to
Oh, yeah.
flock some, and I got some longer flock for the beard and hair and stuff, but I can't get past like 8 mm, and then it starts to get all crazy and stuff, and I'm shaking it, to try to get the flock out, and I'm like, because you can't use the machine when it gets that high. You can't when it's that long. You can't use the flock machine. It just all comes
you
together.
can't. I brought some other guys too. Just I just didn't know how much time we had. This was a costume made by Matt Bill. Matt Bill's mom. I don't know if y'all know Matt Bill. Me and Matt Bill were talking a lot on Facebook pre-COVID, and then COVID happened, and then I stopped being on there. He stopped being on there, but I still talk to him and see him at conventions. But he made this cool Arab costume, and you're talking about making a Viking. One of the things I did was, you make beards and stuff, and I wanted a long beard for this Arab guy, so I thought that would be kind of cool. So, and that's the only thing that's rooted on him is just the beard.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. So you boil it, you boil the hair a little bit to make it relax and go the direction you want to, right?
Yep. And that's the art of its own. You got to set it a certain way.
Because I think if you boil it too much, then it gets all frizzy. And
it's what's called oxidized. It'll oxidize the plastic, and it'll look terrible. I've done that. You can do that too. Don't ever use a hair dryer trying to dry off Barbie hair. It'll mess it up. The biggest part, the hardest part of a doll is the part line. So wherever the hair splits, that's the one that takes the most time and concentration on, because that's really the money maker on a doll. So
Yep.
Do you use any product on any of the hair? Anything to get it to go where you want it?
No, it once you boil it, if you put like rubber bands and elastic around the hair in the kind of position you want it to go into, and then once you boil it, the process heating it up and then immediately putting it in cold water kind of sets where it's going to go. So
okay.
If you want like a pointy mustache, which I've done with a couple figures, you set it and then cut it very carefully, because there's no going back. And then you style it with I use satin Mod Podge, not too flat, not too shiny. But it's the closest thing that like Mattel uses to style their own dolls.
Have you tried the fabric softener trick for the hair to make it relax?
Doesn't so fabric softener and conditioner is good for restoring Barbie heads that you get from the thrift store. So you get the and I got a tutorial on that too. It's actually, I found a old Shakira doll, and her hair was garbage, so I just combed it out real carefully with the doll comb, and then got the fine tooth comb, and then get some conditioner or fabric softener, leave it on there, let the hair relax, and then wash it off with warm water, let her dry off, and then your doll's good as new. So
Chuck, before we run out of time, next project, you got something in the works?
So my let's see if I can find it here. I don't have it here with me. I'm really, I haven't confirmed it yet. I'm really thinking about doing like an Aborigine guy.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, y'all like that movie Quigley Down Under?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm still like, but I'm thinking about doing an Aborigine, like a man of Australia guy, and I'm gonna 3D print some boomerangs for him, and he's gonna have a little koala guy, and
Nice.
then I want him to fight like the world's deadliest hunter, and he's gonna have like a dingo and have like an Australian adventure. That's the plan. I don't know, I don't know if I might get inspiration to try something else crazy by the time I make it, but that's the plan right now.
Now, are you going to try to bring that to one of the shows?
Probably Toylanta in March.
You're going to go in March? Yeah.
Are y'all doing the Texas show?
That's what
I am.
We are this year.
we've been throwing it around.
Yep.
I'm supposed to go to Toylanta this year, so.
Yeah, I drove to Dallas back in April, and I mean that was a hell of a drive from Alabama.
Yep.
But I had a lot of fun in Dallas, Texas, and they love Buc-ee's there, and everyone was real nice. But I imagine the show is kick-ass too. So,
Hey, Chuck, can you read that one question from
Chuck,
Tim?
do you look at medieval fantasy stuff? So I do like medieval fantasy stuff. I just I'm only human, so I only have so much money I can buy. So medieval fantasy stuff is very, very low priority for me. So
A lot of armor.
it's a lot of armor. I've seen old Cotswold metal figures show up on eBay every once in a while, and those are always like $150, $200. And I'm like, I'm more the kind of guy I love to go to Joe Lana and Kit Bash stuff, and I don't know if y'all know EJ White. I'm always buying from him because he's giving me good deals on just weird pieces, and I'll go home and just do something goofy with it. So that's
Hey,
what
man,
I'm
do you sculpt? Do you do sculpting?
Not really.
Because you could sculpt an original and then cast it in resin, so you can do your armor stuff like that.
Yeah, the resin, that's an art I'm still trying to nail. That one's pretty tough. I want it to look good. I like the resin. Resin's also, it's a kind of a pretty expensive, excursion too. So you can sit there and waste hundreds of dollars trying to get resin right if you're not careful. So I don't play with resin too much. I just play with it a little bit.
Yeah.
You got to be careful with that resin. I used to cast Star Wars cosplay stuff with it, and it gets pretty toxic pretty fast. So,
Yeah, it does.
it'll ruin your lungs.
Mask, the gloves.
So, Paul, you're going to have to get Chuck back again because, boy,
Dude.
that hour was like, bang, gone.
I'm looking at the time right now. I was like, shit, it's already an hour.
Yeah, definitely got it. He's got a lot going on.
So
that
much
guy.
great
So,
stuff.
we'd love to
I
hear some more.
appreciate it. Thank you. I was happy to find a 1/6 scale live stream. I don't usually watch live stream because it's just a bunch of people bullshitting. But I was like, these people are actually making stuff, and I was like, I want to watch this. This is cool.
Yeah.
There's a lot of BS going on here too, but
Oh yeah. Well, hey, I still want to play some trivia with this guy, even though we didn't get to ask him too many questions. But
oh man,
if you're up for it, I'm under the understanding that you're into 80s music.
I love 80s music.
Nice.
All right, because that's tonight's trivia, man. I heard through the grapevine that you like 80s music. And Jim Egner, you can step out anytime you like. There's no Van Halen questions tonight. I'll just let you know right now.
dang it!
No Van Halen questions tonight.
It's all Madonna.
Ah,
So I don't know if you've seen the live stream before, but the way we work it, everybody gets 3 questions. I go around the horn. So we're going to start with Jim Egner and get down to you. All right. Chuck, you good?
All right.
We have to pick on you, Jim. You know that, right?
Oh yeah,
Always got to go to Jim Egner first. All right. You ready, Jim?
No idea.
What unique feature?
Question. Oh, sorry.
What unique feature did the album "Brothers in Arms" from Dire Straits have in the 80s?
Say that one more time.
What unique feature did the album "Brothers in Arms" by Dire Straits have in the 80s?
Well, it was the first digitally mastered one on CD.
No. Well, it may be, but that's not the answer. It was the first CD to sell 1 million copies.
Ah, okay.
First CD to sell 1 million
I
copies.
actually have that CD somewhere.
See, you're still into CDs, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm old school.
Yeah, who isn't?
Hey, nothing wrong with that. I'm still messing with DVDs and stuff.
I got a box of cassettes right over there.
I was gonna say VHS. VHS.
Hey, let me tell y'all something.
I'm not playing with it.
Y'all need to keep your DVDs and your VHSs because everything that's going to live stream is being modified, erased, or deleted. And like you guys are going to be like God knows how many versions and edits there are of the original Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And if they're willing to change Star Wars, like anything's up for game. So if you've got like a movie that you like, keep it. Because later you might watch it and be like, hey, they deleted my favorite scene. What the hell?
Got the original laser disc for Star Wars.
Yeah.
Mike's GI Dojo. That is correct, but not the answer we were looking for. To number 2, Pat, you're up. What weird item did fans send to the police following the release of their hit "Every Breath You Take"?
I don't know. No idea.
Chuck,
I don't know that one.
anybody?
What was the question? I got
Underwear. Strange
No.
object that was sent to the band members when they released the album.
Police.
The police.
Was it handcuffs?
Say again. Handcuffs? No, but close. They sent actual police badges.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. Police badges.
Angelo,
Okay.
which
Don't
80s
need no stinking badges.
which 80s band was originally named On a Friday because that's when they practiced?
The band was named on a Friday.
It was originally named On a Friday, but they changed it.
Because that's when they practiced.
They changed it because on Fridays when they practiced. That was why they had that name. Yeah.
I think I know that one.
No clue. I'm going to say Bon Jovi.
No. Go ahead.
No clue.
Go ahead, Pat.
Till Tuesday?
Nope.
Angels.
Well, that's a good guess, man.
Is it? Can I guess?
Yeah. Anybody?
Is it Rush?
No. Radiohead.
Radiohead.
Radio. I always think of 90s when I think of Radiohead.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Which 80s song is known for its iconic 5-note keyboard riff? Everybody knows this song, dude.
Are you going to play it for us?
No.
You have your keyboard. I know
No,
you
but
have.
I just saw an 80s band yesterday. So.
Paul, I know you have a keyboard back there.
Come on, Paul.
Do you-
Dun, 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 dun.
That did not help at all.
I'm more confused as ever now.
I know it less than I did before you did that, Paul.
Every time I think of 80s piano, I think of Lionel
It's
Richie's
Take Me
Smoke.
On by Aha.
Oh.
okay.
Yeah.
That was as close as I could get, dude.
It was.
You might get it. I was
I
thinking
thought you
that.
were
Did
trying to
Mike get
do
it?
the theme to Beverly Hills Cop or something.
I'm just gonna play this game with Chuck, okay? You guys, me and Chuck are gonna play all night. Screw you.
Did Mike get it? Was it Flock of Seagulls?
Nobody's got any answers correct yet. Chuck, you got to save us, man.
All right, let's see what you
Which
got.
80s artist was known for his unique duck walk stage move? And everybody
walk.
knows this if they watch a video of him. I'm looking at the chats right now to see. Yep.
Angus.
We
Was
think
it Angus?
David Lee Roth.
Yeah, but it's not your turn, asshole.
Who is it?
Angus
Angus,
Young from
baby.
ACDC.
Oh,
Wow,
my
you
God.
good.
It's not a
Oh, you did?
walk.
You know, my
Jim
favorite ACDC song. Have you ever heard of their song
That's
"Big Balls"?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that's my favorite one.
Back in black, baby.
Not really a
Back
duck
to-
walk.
Back to Jim Egner, round 2.
Ah,
Who was the first country artist to have a crossover pop hit in the 80s? You're from Texas. You should know this shit. In country, right? all you
man?
listen
But I don't listen to country music.
I'll give you it's female artist.
Oh wow!
From
Is she Australian?
Reba McEntire.
No.
Shania Twain.
Olivia Newton-John.
No. She has her own theme park, or used to.
Dolly?
Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton.
9 to 5. 9 to 5.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
yeah, okay.
All right, we are back to Pat. What unique, distinct distinction does the album Hysteria by Def Leppard have? What unique distinction does the album Hysteria by Def Leppard have?
Don't you have any punk rock questions?
Are you into punk rock? Really? I didn't know that.
Hell yeah.
I knew you had the mohawk, but I didn't know you actually.
Yeah,
that's
I've had
cool.
it since high
Did not
school.
know that about Pat.
Does it have the trademark?
Next week is alternative 80s.
Is it?
I do not know. I know the album, and it's a good album, but I don't know what distinction. No.
It had
Does it
7
have-
hit singles, and is the best-selling album of all time.
Wow.
One of the best.
Adam would have got that one.
Yeah. All right, Angelo.
All right.
Which 80s band was known for their use of the double neck guitars?
Van Halen.
I know Jim Egner's going to know this one.
Van Halen.
It's not Van Halen.
I know.
Oh, man. Pat knows. Go, Pat.
He always had a double neck guitar on like all the time he's playing.
Cheap Trick.
Yes, sir. Cheap Trick.
Oh, I thought that was more 70s, though. That was late 70s.
Dude,
Cheap
they're in the
Trick.
80s.
That was Jimmy Page. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Which 80s song was famously featured in the film Ferris Bueller's Day Off? However, it was first released in the 60s.
Donka Shane.
Naga Shane.
No, by the Beatles.
Oh,
By the Beatles.
I'm giving you more. Have you ever seen the movie Ferris Bueller? You know,
yeah.
there's
Yeah,
a movie
you
called
lived
Star
it.
Wars. Have you ever seen it?
We lived Ferris Bueller.
Sounds familiar.
It's the one during the parade when they're singing, right?
Wayne Newton.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you people, man?
I
Do you even
can't-
have cable TV?
Sure. Twist and shout. So
Twist and
that's-
shout. Thank you. You needed your
Thank
wife.
you.
I saw her pop in
Andy.
on that.
Andy from India did that. Andy and Indy did Twist and Shout.
We're getting more answers from the chats over there, so hopefully you guys aren't cheating.
We're all-
Chuck, we're finally back to you. Who was the first artist to have a #1 album and a #1 film at the same time in the 80s? This is like the easiest question of them all.
Yeah, because you're reading them.
No, I took this quiz before I looked at the
You're
answer.
full of shit.
I don't know that one.
Really?
I'll go with Cher.
No.
I think I
That's a
might
good guess,
know.
though. Go ahead.
Goes.
Go for it.
Was it Prince?
Yeah, Prince, Purple Rain. Yeah. Who was the first? We're back up to Jim,
I
right?
feel like an old fogey.
Last round, thank God. 'cause we're over. Who was the first artist to be introduced in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame while still actively recording and performing new music? Male
Which
artist.
question is this?
This is for Jim.
Can I phone a friend? I got a clue.
Don't you have any Slim Pickens questions?
Your friend just posted. Your friend just posted.
He's from New
Your friend just
Jersey.
posted.
Springsteen.
Springsteen. Thank you. 1999.
The boss.
99.
That's when he was introduced into the Hall of Fame, but yeah, he was still actively making music. Pat, back to you. Last round. Who was the first rap group to have a #1 album on the Billboard 200 in the 80s?
Run DMC.
That's what I thought too, but it's not. It's the only other popular rap group in the 80s, probably.
LL Cool J?
No. Oh, that's a solo guy. No.
The Sugar Hill
Anyone?
Gang.
No, that's 70s, man.
I really thought it was Run DMC.
Beastie Boys, License to Ill.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we just lost somebody.
Never
Angelo.
heard of him.
Just fell
Angelo
off.
said, I quit. Who was the first artist to win the MTV Music Award for the Video of the Year in 1980s?
Who's that for?
Well, that's technically for Angelo, but he left us. Now he's
Did
back.
you even know I was frozen?
No,
No.
You guys
Did
No,
you,
we
hear
don't
didn't
pay
know
attention
that
to
I
you.
had no clue.
We don't
didn't
watch
know
you
you
at
were
all.
gone.
Man.
did you hear the
Andrew-
question?
I know.
Angelo, here's your question. Who was the first artist to win the MTV Music Award
All right.
for the Video of the Year in the 1980s? The very first music award show that they had.
He's frozen. He's
It's
frozen.
1984. I thought he just always looked like that. I guess he is frozen.
I think it's the Eurythmics.
Oh, that's a good guess, but no, it's not.
Oh,
I'd say something by Michael Jackson, but I don't know which one.
No.
Is it Depeche Mode?
No. The Cars, you might think.
oh.
Angela's just froze.
We lost them all. I think.
So Robert, this one's to you.
Okay.
Which 80s song is known for the iconic piano intro? Every freaking concert you go to or local bar, every band knows this one, and everybody sings it. Say again?
Piano Man?
No.
That's a good guess.
Piano Man. You can't play that on guitar.
Oh,
Screw it. On the guitar.
I'm confused.
No, I mean it does have a piano entry, but God, you guys suck, man. I thought I was picking the easy questions too, man. Nobody?
Freebird.
Anybody here? Everybody ever hear of Journey? Don't stop believing.
Yeah.
Anybody ever heard that song?
Journey. Okay.
I've heard it.
I thought that was a late '70s song.
Yeah, that's too vague.
Last one goes to Chuck. Chuck, you can bring it home with this one, bro. Since
Nobody's got
guess.
me.
All you have to do is guess one, and you beat everybody. I think tonight. Who was the first artist to have a music video that included CGI in the '80s? First time ever used.
Dire Straits.
Thank you.
Oh, God.
Freaking A.
Thank
One
goodness.
One guy, not a Generation X guy, gets a question right.
6 for free.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, I want to thank you for coming on. I definitely want to have you on again because I had a whole list of questions here I didn't even get to ask you, but you kept the show moving tonight. You were a great guest, and I want to bring you up real big so you can do your last 2 minutes of whatever you want to talk about. How can people can find you? Maybe promote your channel or your Instagram.
If you Google Action Figure Almanac, that's my blog. It's the first thing that shows up on Google. There's all kinds of stuff on there. I do action figure photography. There's tutorials, figure references. I collect all kinds of stuff. I love Captain Action, Max Steel, Power Team, the Core. I do, I know a lot about G.I. Joe. I do 25th anniversary Joes. Let me think. Marvel Legends, DC Universe Classics. What else? I love action figures. Toys are.
Yep.
Toys. Society needs toys. I need toys.
There you go.
Creativity is a dying art, and to me, toys is one of the few things still keeping that alive. So.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
But I appreciate y'all letting me on the show.
Oh, man.
back.
Anytime you want to come back. And we do have the vice president of the AOA with us tonight. I think he can make you an honorary member or a full-fledged member if you take the oath tonight. I don't know if you want to take the oath. You can think about it. You do have to sell one of your kidneys, though. I forgot to tell you.
Actually, I think they're taking donations for livers in this group.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Paul's going to need one eventually. So,
PBR. So, yeah, man, it's been a great night. We're a little over the hour, but I think everybody had a good time. We still got 15 people in the chat room chatting away. So, but don't forget next week, everybody that's been on the show, just use that same link that I've sent out. We're going to do a round robin and kind of have people posting in and out every 5-10 minutes. You got to be in costume, though. We're not going to have any special guests. You got to be in costume. You can block out your name so people don't know who you are if you come in with costume. That'd be kind of cool. But
yeah, but the background is going to be the same.
Well, you can change that. I'm changing this. I'm putting something behind me.
Go outside,
You gotta
Robert.
wear a costume?
Yeah, you got to have a costume on.
That's no problem.
Dude.
Chuck, don't you think Paul should go as a flocked hair G.I. Joe for
I do that every day at work, man. Come on.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Everybody have a great week. I'll see you next week.
Thanks,
Take
Paul.
care. And once again, Chuck.
Hey guys, good to be